Hello, welcome back to the Turret of Pleasure here in the Enchanted Kingdom of Hermione, not too far from Milne's Landing, which is just a little bit outside of Souk, which is just outside of Victoria, which is across the strait from Vancouver, which is in British Columbia, which is in Canada. So there you go, you know where we are. Talking about my Miles Davis box sets. And there are many, because Miles made a lot of music, and he was very popular, and he is stone dead. So his catalog is there to, as they say, exploit. Luckily, it's a very exploit-worthy catalog. And after he died, I think it was Michael Kuskuna and a whole bunch of people at Columbia Records, which was his label forever, they got together, and at some point they formed a branch of Columbia called Legacy, which was designed to reissue stuff, revise and revive old titles, put them out on CD. And so one of the big things they started doing was really going over the Miles Davis catalog and reissuing everything any real hardcore Miles collector would probably want. Uh-oh. There might well be a squirrel outside. At any rate, I'll let the internal minister voice his opinion. Um, they they started with, I think it was Bitches Brew, and I think that was his most popular record, and it did really well. So they thought, okay, we're going to just do essentially a series initially of all the studio recordings, everything you could want. So actually, no, the first one um, they did was the Gil Evans Miles Davis one, which was very, very well received. It featured insane detail, edits. Those records are pieced together by a lot of edits. And my God, there's snippets and fragments and God knows what. We'll get to that one eventually. But actually, here I'm gonna do what I don't like to do. But there's the poster. Somebody gave me the poster for that, and it's a good look. That's Miles. Miles is looking like he's having a good time. So there you go. Let's see if I can get this close to being back. All right. Anyway, um, today's box is one that was moved a bit further along, um, and it was essentially to commemorate and put the last word on the album In a Silent Way. This came out in 2001, and it is the complete In a Silent Way sessions, which means that it's Miles, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, Dave Holland, Jack DeJohnette? No, Tony Williams. Wait a minute. Better just check on this again. So, Miles Davis, Wayne Shorter, Chick Corea, Dave Holland, Tony Williams. They do Mademoiselle Mabry and Felon Broom, which they are on, I think it's Miles in the Sky. Then there's Two-Faced and the dual Mr. Anthony Tillman Williams Process. Those made it onto Water Babies in the 70s when Miles was taking a break. We have Ascent. And so after, let's see, let me go back here for a second. Right, Herbie Hancock joins for the Two-Faced, and he's in the Chick is in the left channel. Herbie's in the right channel. Then there's a session with Splash, and another one called Splashdown. Now, Splashdown is one of 3 unreleased, completely unissued things on this 3 CD box set. It's not a huge box set, and it doesn't really need to be. It is chock-a-block, believe me. And so you have the two pieces from Miles in the Sky, 2 pieces from Water Babies, and then 2 basically unreleased pieces. Then you have a couple of pieces from Directions. And this is after Joe Zawinul joins. So Joe Zawinul shows up with some compositions and with an electric piano. So now it's at some point, I think there's maybe, you got Correa, Hancock, and Zawinul playing at the same time. Zawinul plays organ on Ascent, which is interesting. Zawinul plays organ exclusively on Silent Way, strangely enough. So, by the time they did the album, the actual It's a Silent Way, Herbie was playing electric piano and Joe was playing organ. And I wish I knew what kind of organ it was, but I think it's a Hammond. I could be wrong. Wayne Shorter, Chick Corea on electric piano. And so that is the basic lineup for this album. And Miles tweaks it a little bit. November 12th, 68, he does Splash. September 24th, he does the ones for Miles in the Sky. It's funny because some of these sessions, like the Two-Faced and Dual Mr. Anthony Tillman, is a single session, and but they both came out on the same record, which was a kind of a reissue, if you will. Not a reissue, but a late record, because it was a record of recordings 9 years old. Now, the best part about this box set is you get the LP version, of course. You get the LP version of Silent Way. Of course you do. You get all the kind of rehearsal tracks and long versions. Now, Silent Way is very largely put together with editing. So you get all the unedited parts, which is great. But you also get the edited parts, which is great. And you have the ephemera, the songs that came on the Directions sort of collection, and the Water Babies collection. What is lurking in this box set is an entire session featuring Joe Chambers on drums. Nobody knew Joe Chambers played with Miles. And it's 2 pieces. One's called The Ghetto Walk, which is a really long piece of music. How long is it again? 26:46. Long piece of music. And another piece called, where am I here? Early Minor. So that's Davis, Wayne Shorter, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Joe Zawinul, John McLaughlin, Dave Holland, and Joe Chambers, of all people. And this was a session that I don't think very many people knew about before this came out. And the reason I say this is that even Jack Chambers, no relation, who from the University of Toronto, who wrote what I think is still the pretty much definitive book on Miles, 2-volume set called Directions, I don't think he even knew about this session, and he did some serious research. So it's great that this is surfaced. And there, another black box, just an ominous picture of a very hot Miles, and the Great Spine. No metal clip on this one, which is actually not a terrible thing. Somebody out there wants $400 for one of these, but I also found them for about 80. Again, if you think In a Silent Way is a really good Miles record, you have to at least hear this, because literally the band that he put together for this and its sort of auxiliaries made nothing but terrific music. Even the second or third take of the Joe Zawinul tracks that didn't make it to anything, they're really worth hearing at least twice. So I can only say that I highly recommend it. And, oh dear, it's got terrible wear. Oh well. This one's just a paper, nothing super special. It was still not cheap, but then again, it was, you're buying quality here. So, anyway, I'm going to keep going and find out the other ones. Um, so take care of each other. Don't forget to subscribe, and you'll get all of these. You'll get notified by a robot. And how can that be bad? Anyways, thanks a lot, and we'll get at you later.